from our last record. Our last record was our first album ever that we released last year, and it was a compilation of songs that we'd written over the period of 5 or 6 years, and we picked the ones that meant the most to us, and it was really an emotional record. It was like a lot of the songs are really heavy, and I felt like we were gonna make an album out of this, but these 4 songs kind of go together so well, and I felt like we needed to just keep them. We eventually all decided. I think that I was really more of trying to still make a full album, but we were like, let's just do this. We'll cut these 4 songs because they're very much the rock part of our roots. Like they're very hard rock songs, and the overall theme and vibe is very fun. It's heavy, but it's fun, and keeping that kind of like its own thing was important to preserve. So, I mean, the songs were written over the course of like between 2012 and 2015, but they just, from playing together, all of us, they kind of just went together. They weren't written all together the way that we released them. So I think it's cool that we put it out like that.
I ain't trying to fool you, baby. I ain't trying to mess around.
Our process, it's really, the process has evolved so much since we've been playing together because, it started, Frank and his brother Eugene were away at college just before Nick joined the band. And so me and Russ and Brendan would get together and we would kind of play through all the songs, and we didn't really have demos. I had some recordings I had made with a friend by myself years ago that were like really rough interpretations of something these songs were trying to be. So, working with Russ and Brendan, we kind of made arrangements and we would record, and because the twins are all set up and technologically advanced and shit, they would do their parts at home. So it kind of established this process where we would kind of start and make the framework of the song, and then they would kind of add in. And that's evolved into me sort of making the songs more completely at home and making demos on my own, and then bringing that to the whole group at the same time. Now for this record, we've definitely had to make some changes at last minute. It wasn't like that comfortable like writing process, even down to the last tracking and mixing. There were still things that changed to make it fit better.
We recorded it like 3 different places?
Well, that was Madness on Repeat. We're talking about Take the Ride.
I thought we were still talking about... I'll just take a walk.
No.
Take the ride.
Take the ride. Be safe out there. This record we recorded in April 2021. We did the whole tracking thing in just a couple of weeks, but we didn't really finish it until, it wasn't done and mastered and complete until December. And that was, me going into the studio and working with Ray, who's the mixing engineer over at WESTFALL, once a week for 3 hours. And we would sit there, work on, do things to the tunes. And I obsess over taking the right amount of time, but not too much. So sometimes I'll be quick to pull the trigger and say it's done. Let's fucking can it. Let's do it. Next thing. Let's go on to the next thing. And, these guys really are the biggest part of preserving the artistic integrity of the music and making sure that it's right before we call it done. Because I will pull the trigger because of all the I'm a pain in the ass. I spent all this time on it, and
I just want to go, man.
And I'm just done. I'm all right, whatever we didn't do now, we'll figure it out and do it on the next one. We'll just keep getting better. That's the plan. I was overall thrilled with the way that it went there. They provided us with a chance to do pre-production where we got to record the songs together and listen back and really make some more acute decisions, because with the last record we recorded at 3 different studios. It ended up becoming something financial we couldn't handle. It wasn't working out, this, that, and the other thing. And we ended up at WESTFALL, and they mixed our album, but we didn't record anything there really. So we thought that it would be cool to really give it an honest try, because they did so good with taking these songs that were recorded in different studios and making them fit on an album together. And so when we went there and we went through their process, it was it felt really good. And I'm really happy with how it came out, because they really, they gave us all the time to mix it and be happy with it, So we went in there, and we actually, what was really cool about this, I'll let you talk about what this was like for you, Mr. Facic. We recorded the drums last on this record. You know, we kind of did the demos, and then we tracked all our instruments and everything to the demo drums because, like, you know, you get locked into doing whatever the drummer did, and this kind of gave us a chance. And with Russ, he was like the only drummer that could really handle it. So we you know, he went in last, banged it out in one day. It was amazing.
It's something I'd probably prefer to do from now on, like for every album, because there's so many times where I think something goes a certain way, and I don't end up hearing that I played something that I shouldn't have till everything's already said and done. So like, when you put something on recording, you get to hear like a guitar part. I'm like, oh, I thought this was played entirely differently, and I've been playing it basically the way I thought that it went instead of the way it actually went. So recording drums last allows me to actually go back and like fix that stuff and like make everything fit better.
And so handsome.
But you're right though. A lot of drummers don't like to do that, and that's a skill.
It's challenging because I play drums a bit too, not anything like Russ, but
Well,
I-
Mr.
yeah,
DJ,
also-
he understands.
Also,
When you're
also-
not doing it too, you can go off and you don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
Also, it allows you to hear.
Yeah.
It also allows you to hear if you're doing too much in some spots and not enough in other spots.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, when Russ does, like when we just went and recorded this demo and he went first, he records the song by himself with none of us playing. Like when he does go first, and he just plays it to a click with no music or anything. Like there's no scratch track with him. He knows the songs, like every song. He's like a robot. He's with us.
yeah, like, you know, especially with some of the new stuff that we're working on. Like, I'll send demos to Brendan, he'll play. I'll send it to Nick, send it to the twins, and you know, I will kind of forget to send it to Russ, and we'll show up to practice, and everybody will be like, all right, let's play the new song, but he'll already know it. So it's like, I'm like, did I send you the demo? He's like, no. I just connection with the band. I like
much.
that about him. I think that he can stay.
One last thing before I leave you, baby.
We've been playing with them for.
Do you count when we're dating and when we got married?
Yeah. Feels like forever.
I mean,
God.
No.
there's been different
3-4
incarnations
years?
of this since like.
I've been doing it with
2015.
Chris for 8.
Yeah, he's
He's
got
been
been,
eight.
he's
We
been
came
the
later.
longest. It's
I've been doing
8
it for a
years.
while.
2014, yeah, it was
It's
when
about
we
to be.
started
It's
playing.
about to be 6 for me.
It's about Russ
Yeah,
is
Russ came at 6.
Russ is turning
Russ was
going to
Eugene
first
actually
grade.
came before me.
Eugene came before him,
Yes.
and then Frank joined the band after Eugene,
Eugene usually comes.
and then Nick was the last one.
joined
Nick's
in
like maybe coming up on a year.
2020. No, it's
2 years
2020
already?
because he tracked on the
Holy
album.
cow, yeah,
we
you're
tracked
right.
the album in
Time
2020.
is just flying.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So we have history
Pieced
together.
it together.
Yeah,
We're
it's been a
friends
long
too.
time.
Bit of history.
We're friends too.
He's gonna be the best man at my wedding in October.
Yeah. I was showing everybody that guitar up there. It's the
Yeah.
nicest guitar I have.
Oh, yeah, the guitar.
I'm not even gonna pick it up and play it.
I don't expect it.
I want to. I'm just.
Watch out, this is right now. You're out of your
From the
mind.
rip from the first from the first song, "Take the Ride." I wrote that song. I visited some friends of mine. They had left something at my house, and they asked me to please bring it back. So I didn't have anything going on, so I drove it over. I get to the house. I called them, "Hey, I'm here," because it's like 2000 something. We don't knock on doors anymore. We call people, "Hey, I'm outside. Is it cool? I'm not CIA.
my
Can I come in
approach,
here?
yeah.
Can I come in your fucking house?" You called me and said I could come here. So they're like, yeah, no, come in. And I could tell from the sound of my friend's voice something was wrong, right? So this is my friend Matt, and so I come in and I give him his stuff, and he looks like, you know, I'm like, something's going on with him. He's like, yeah, we all took acid, man. We're all tripping, but I need your help because I got this girl in here, man, and I don't know, it's just not good. She says she can't see. So I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like sober. You know, I drove there. I was fine. So I go in. This girl is on the floor of the bathroom hugging the toilet bowl. She's not vomiting or anything, and she's crying. And she's like, when is this going to stop? I want it to be over. And my friend leans over to her. He goes, well, you took the ticket, so, you know, you take the ride now. And I was like, Matt, I want to help you, but I have to go. So I went back to my house, and I wrote that. So that was basically about accepting being committed to tripping on acid. And that's really the foundation of that song.
Didn't she
And
say she kept saying, "Is this right now?" too?
is this what's happening right now? Is this right now? Yeah, she asked me. Yeah, is this right now? I'm like, this is right now. You gotta watch out.
Yeah, he was telling me that story a long time ago. I was like, damn. Because I had been playing the song "Take the Ride" with him. Like you said, it's old, for like a long time, and I never just like asked him, "Oh, what is this about?" I just kind of played it. So then when he told me the story, and that's why I was like, it blew my mind. I was like, it's about acid. I was like, it doesn't even make any sense.
Sorry,
Is this right now?
Watch out. Yeah. So so basically, I have personal ties to acid myself, and and it's led to some issues in my personal life and some of the relationships I've had. So when I ended up feeling like, the songs really do kind of go together. Like, I mean, it's like I really just had like a big falling out with a love interest, and that's where Held So Tight kind of came from. We had like all the conflict there, and then Tell Me You Love Me was this. It was about somebody else, and then it's very fleeting. When you have a crush like that, because it's just like I just wanted her to tell me that she loved me, but I wanted it to be funky. It's actually not. It's about you, Marina. It's always about you. No, it was about.
It's all new to me. I don't.
You don't know the history of the song, so this is what it's. I don't talk about this stuff a lot because nobody asked.
All the songs have real meaning.
Nobody asked.
I don't even know who
But
this
It's
is.
a real concept.
But yeah, it was more of my sexually interested human male side, and then after realizing that I wanted this other girl to tell me she loved me, I realized I wasn't getting what I needed from my current partner, and so that's where the song "What I Need" came from. And I'll be honest, every time I sing it, I feel like it takes me right back, to that time when I was somebody else. Different, but still the same.
You've only grown stronger, people.
This is just, it makes, I feel very vulnerable right now.
I know, it's the lights, man.
It's the
You're
lights,
right, yeah,
specifically.
The couch.
You
And
gonna-
the couch, too. And we're
No,
all here.
Our legs are all
We're all here for you.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. We are on Facebook at the Chris Ruben Band, Instagram at the Chris Ruben Band. We have music on Spotify and iTunes and anywhere DistroKid kind of
Apple
puts it out.
Music.
Apple Music. Oh my God, I'm showing my.
Amazon.
I'm showing on Amazon, and we're showing. There's this thing, Deezer. They supposedly play only high quality audio files. You have to pay for a membership.
Check us out on Deezer.
We're on Deezer, but see, that's it. So we're promoting this. I just like the name. It's like, yo, we're Deezer. Like Deezer is like the definition of high quality audio. So thank you, Deezer. Because we put the waves up there. It's 24-bit. Sorry. We also have a YouTube channel that we're going to start doing more than my cooking videos on soon. And we have our own special domain. It is a cybernetic home in which facts and things about us live. It is www.thechrisrubenband.com. All lowercase, no spaces.
We'll appear
Music
right
forever.
here, the link.
Sorry.